Uh-oh.
One of the minor controversies we've had in the last couple of weeks, minor controversy, has been that, the Academy released their short list of potential nominees for Best Visual Effects.
Yes.
Noticeable by its absence was Aquaman. And a lot of people got very upset that Aquaman wasn't nominated. And you and I think we were both kind of the same thought, which was there's a lot of visual effects in Aquaman, and they're solid, they're good, but I didn't, as a former guy who used to work in visual effects, I didn't see anything in that movie that particularly screamed to me, this is a best visual effects of the year. And I try to remind people that, remember, the committee that nominates best visual effects for the Academy is the visual effects branch.
Right.
These are visual effects artists. Well, to drive the point home even a little bit more, the Visual Effects Society today released their nominees for their annual awards for visual effects. And it is interesting to note that none of the major award nominations went to Aquaman. The Visual Effects Society, the actual visual effects artists, all said, not good enough. Now, there's about 12 different categories. The only category Aquaman got nominated for was Best Design of a Visual Environment, which was, of course, for Atlantis.
Sure.
And I'm all for that. Atlantis looked beautiful for sure. However, in the major categories, their top major categories are Outstanding Visual Effects in a Photoreal Feature. So that would be live action movie. And the nominees were Avengers Infinity War, Christopher Robin, which at first I was surprised and I thought about it. It's like, actually, that was the visual effects in that were perfect. Absolutely perfect. Ready Player One, Solo: A Star Wars Story, and Welcome to Marwen. Then the Outstanding Supporting Visual Effects in a Photoreal Feature, 12 Strong, Bird Box, Bohemian Rhapsody, First Man, and Outlaw King. And then you had your Best Outstanding Visual Effects in an Animated Feature, Best Outstanding Visual Effects in a Photoreal Episode, talking about television, Outstanding. And by the way, Krypton got a nomination for The Phantom Zone, which I thought was pretty cool. And Westworld got a nomination as well. Blah, blah, blah. And all the major awards, Aquaman actually didn't get nominated. So we've talked about this issue a little bit, but and by the way, Black Panther didn't get a nomination either.
Right.
And it just won Black Panther just won Best Visual Effects at the Critics' Choice, which just drives home the critics have no fucking idea what good visual effects are, but whatever. So Black Panther does not get nominated. Aquaman does not get nominated. Were you surprised to hear that the Visual Effects Society didn't nominate Aquaman either?
No, because as we've talked about, I really believe that it's a stylistic thing. That now everyone is looking for absolutely real photorealistic effects that are utterly convincing.
Things that blow your mind.
And things that blow your mind. And I think the thing about Aquaman is that Aquaman makes no bones about the fact that it is balls to the wall fantasy.
Yeah.
It is not trying to convince you that Atlantis exists in our world today. It went the entire other direction. And I think it's really just a stylistic thing. I think you have to ask yourself, do the effects support the rest of the movie? I mean, that's what you should ask. Do whatever you're going for stylistically, that's what the visual effects should do. And I think the visual effects for Aquaman completely supported what the movie was trying to do, but though what it was trying to do is sort of not in favor today. Going to that balls to the wall fantasy realm that's completely other, completely wacky and crazy. They succeeded admirably. But if you were looking for something that's photorealistic and totally convincing, I mean, you just don't believe giant armored seahorses and giant sharks interacting with real humans.
But it goes one step further than that. Like, while I love the world they created, I never once confused or believed for a moment that giant crocodile that Orm was riding was real. I never once thought that looked real. It looked like a real living, breathing thing. I never once thought the sharks that the other guys were riding looked real. I never thought that the giant seahorses that Ivan Drago was riding looked even remotely real. So there's just stuff like that.
And I think you're absolutely right about that. And that's exactly what I'm talking about. They went the other direction. They didn't want, like the dinosaurs in Jurassic Park. I remember first seeing the first Jurassic Park, absolutely photoreal. Never seen anything. When that brachiosaur rears up and Sam Neill, takes off his glasses and you're looking. I was in the theater.
We were all doing the same thing.
I was like, oh my God. I mean, that is what people want out of their visual effects. And then going the other way, which is what Aquaman did, that's fun too.
Yeah, it's fun, but you know, the visual effects artists are speaking, it's not that impressive. It's
Right.
solid, good job. So don't blame the Academy. It's the visual effects artists who didn't think it was good enough to get nominated. Solid, good, but anyway, there you go.